Okay, with everything going on, I thought it would be fitting to read a book that is quite funny. So, I was looking for a book, and what I found was Gangsta Granny, and it's by David Williams. Chapter 1, Cabby Water. But Granny is so boring, said Ben. It was a cold Friday evening in November, and as usual, he was slumped in the back of his mom and dad's car. Once again, he was on his way to stay the night at his dreaded Granny's house. All old people are. Don't talk about your Granny like that, said Dad weakly, his fat stomach pushed up against the steering wheel of the family's little brown car. I hate spending time with her, protested Ben. Her TV doesn't work, and all she wants to do is play Scrabble, and she stinks of cabbage. In fairness to the boy, she does stink of cabbage, agreed Mom, as she applied some last minute lip liner. You're not helping, wife, muttered Dad. At worst, my mother has a very slight odor of boiled vegetables. Can I come with you? Pleaded Ben. I love what's it dancing, he lied. It's called ballroom dancing, corrected Dad, and you don't love it. You said, and I quote, I would rather eat my own boogies than watch that rubbish. Now, Ben's mom and dad loved ballroom dancing. Sometimes Ben thought they loved it more than they loved him. There was a TV show on Saturday evening that mom and dad never missed called Strictly Star Dancing, where celebrities would be paired with professional ballroom dancers. In fact, if there was a fire in their house and Mom could only save either a sparkly gold tap shoe, once worn by Fabioli, the shiny tan dancer and heartbreaker from Italy who appeared on every series of the hit TV show, or her only child, Ben thought she would probably go for the shoe. Tonight, his mom and dad were going to an arena to see Strictly Stars dancing live on stage. I don't know why you don't give up this pipe dream of becoming a plumber, Ben, and think about dancing professionally, said Mom, her lip liner scrawled across her cheek as the car bounced over a particularly bumpy road. Mom had a habit of applying makeup in the car, which meant she often arrived somewhere looking like a clown. Maybe, just maybe, you can end up on Strictly, added Mom excitedly. Because prancing around like that is stupid, said Ben. Mom whimpered a little and reached for a tissue. You're upsetting your mother. Now just be quiet, please, Ben. There's a good boy, replied Dad firmly, as he turned up the volume on the stereo. And there's little pictures in here that are black and white. A Strictly CD was playing. 50 golden greats from the hit TV show was emblazoned on the cover. Ben hated the CD, not least because he had heard it a million times. In fact, he had heard it so many times it was like torture. Ben's mom worked at the local nail salon, Gail's Nails, because there weren't many customers. Mom and the other ladies who worked there, unsurprisingly called Gail, spent most of their days doing each other's nails. Buffing, cleaning, trimming, moisturizing, coating, sealing, polishing, filling, lacquering, extending, and painting. They were doing things to each other's nails all day long, unless Fabioli was on daytime TV. That meant Mom would always come home with extremely long, multicolored plastic extensions on the ends of her fingers. Ben's dad, meanwhile, worked as a security guard at the local supermarket. The highlight of his 20-year career thus far was stopping an old man who had concealed 2 tubs of margarine down his trousers. Although Dad was now too fat to run after any robbers, he could certainly block their escape. Dad met Mom when he wrongly accused her of shoplifting a bag of crisps, and within a year they were married. The car swung around the corner into Gray's Close, where Granny's bungalow squatted. It was one of a whole row of sad little homes, mainly inhabited by old people. The car came to a halt, and Ben slowly turned his head towards the bungalow. Looking expectantly out of the living room window was Granny, waiting, waiting. She was always waiting by the window for him to arrive. How long has she been there? Thought Ben. Since last week? Ben was her only grandchild, and, as far as he knew, no one else ever came to visit. Granny waved and gave Ben a little smile, which his grumpy face just about permitted him to reluctantly return. Right. One of us will pick you up tomorrow morning at around 11, said Dad, keeping the engine running. Can't you make it 10? Ben, growled Dad. He released the child lock and Ben grudgingly pushed the door open and stepped out. Ben didn't need the child lock, of course. He was 11 years old and hardly likely to open the door while the car was moving. He suspected his dad only used it to stop him from driving out of the car. Stopped him from diving out of the car when they were on their way to Granny's house. Clunk went the door behind him as the engine revved up again. Before he could ring the bell, Granny opened the door. A huge gust of cabbage blasted in Ben's face. It was like a giant big slap of smell. She was very much your textbook Granny. Here's a picture that points out all of the features of a granny. Are Mommy and Daddy not coming in? She asked, a little crestfallen. This was one of the things Ben couldn't stand about her. She was always talking to him like he was a baby. Broom, broom, broom. Together, Granny and Ben watched the little brown car race off, leaping around the speed bumps. Mom and Dad didn't like spending time with her any more than Ben did. It was just a convenient place to drop him off on a Friday night. No, sorry, Granny, sputtered Ben. Oh, well, come in then, she muttered. Now I've set up the Scrabble board, and for your tea, I've got your favorite, cabbage soup. Ben's face dropped even further. No, he thought. And that is the end of chapter 1.